Hello my lovely friends, welcome to my channel and welcome back if you've been here before. My name's Kat and today we're doing a 3 looks 1 palette with the Kaleidos and Angelica ntqvist Club Nebula palette. This is what she looks like, gorgeous, like colourful, grungy, sparkly, beautiful, amazing colour story. I have already done a first impressions with this palette, which I will link up here. I did swatches and I did a really gorgeous look that you should go and watch. But yeah, today we're doing 3 more looks so I can give you a full rounded review at the end. This palette was a gift from my boyfriend, so I didn't pay for this palette, but I don't think that sways my opinion on it. I think my opinion would be exactly the same if I had purchased the palette. So if you want to see 3 looks from me plus my review, then please just keep on watching. Hello, welcome to look number 1 of how many, I'm not sure yet. I was gonna do 2, but I have a few more ideas than that. So I don't know whether I'm gonna just keep it at 2 or do 3. I'm not sure, but obviously we're playing with the Club Nebula. I'm sorry if you can hear my stomach rumbling. I want to get this filmed before lunch. Today I want to play with like the peach and the red and the corally shimmer. It's so crazy. In my monitor it looks like peach and in my mirror it looks red. So cool. And this celestial shade, which is like a peachy pinky shifty thing. I want to play with all of those kinds of tones today. So obviously base is already on. I think it looks so nice. I washed all of my brushes. Yes, I keep my brushes in tea caddies. I think I'm going to start with this pointed sort of tapered fluffy brush. This is the Jessup 228 Luxe Crease, and I'm going to start with the shade Samus, which is the peach. And I'm thinking for this, see, this is the thing, I don't want to do the same shape as yesterday, but I think I might do a halo eye. But I'm just going to start by putting this in the crease and on the lower lash line. That's such a cute colour. This is like my favorite kind of tone to just like whack all over the lid, blend out, and then it just looks really cute. We're having a weird hair day. I washed it and it just hasn't quite gone good. I'm going to take the smaller, denser brush that I used in my first impressions. This is an Eco Tools like duo-ended brush, but I have no idea what this is called. And I'm going to go into the shade Red Giant, which is the dark reddy kind of, it's not red, it's like a burgundy kind of matte, and I'm going to start wiggling this in the inner and the outer corners. I wonder if this will blend out as effortlessly as the teal did. I'll wipe that brush away. I really am not taking much of it, just so we avoid, it's easier to add than to take away. So we're just building up slowly. I don't like to put too much in the front of my eye, just because it can kind of close it off. And then I'm going to go back in with the brush that I used for Samus. Look at that, it just blends so like quick and easy. I'm going to start on my lower lash line just to get the shape. So back in with Samus, the peachy matte, and then Red Giant. Just going back in with a bit more of Red Giant on this outer corner. And Samus. Lovely, I think that looks pretty good. Okay, I think that's cool for crease work. Now we're gonna put some shimmer in the center of my lid, and I'm gonna use Nebula, which is the incredible like pinky peachy duochrome. We're gonna put that straight up the center. So I'm just taking some glitter glue on this little flat brush. This is like it's a fake Anastasia duo brush that you get in the palettes. I got it in my W7 palette. And then, yep, straight into Nebula, which is this shade here. Pop this right, oh my God. Okay, so in my mirror, I see like red, like bright red. But on camera, it looks more peach. I'm just gonna use my finger just to get it. See, it's like red to peachy pink. I'm going right up the center. Wow. I'm bringing it like right up to the brow bone. That is so cool. I'm just gonna take my brushes and kind of blend it in a little bit. I'll zoom you in so you can really see. You see it's like peach at the front and then like red at the back. If I turn that way, then you get the red. That's so cool. Let's just complete this eye and then I'll do the other one off camera. My skin looks a little bit red around here. It's because I had like this black fluffy bit that was just stuck to my face and it wouldn't come off. I had to like scratch it off. It's really annoying. Okay, so the way I want to finish this up is that I want to put Celestial, which is that like peach to gold duochrome. I want to put that in the front of my lid down here, and then I think I want to do I want Nova on my inner corner, or maybe Celestial tapped over with Nova on my inner corner. I think that would work. So let's take some of Celestial and just pop it under here. Interesting. You see, it's kind of like, it looks like hot pink. Ugh, I'm gonna have to zoom you in. It just, the thing is, if I zoom you in, you can see everything, but it won't be in focus. So it's a double-edged sword. But if I kind of put, see that? So cool. And then I'm gonna carry that into the inner corner. And then I'm going to tap over it with Nova, which is like the iridescent-y purpley shade. Like that. That looks really cool. I don't know what's going on with my blend here. I think I brought the glitter glue a bit too far over and then the matte's kind of stuck on it. I'm going to solve that problem by just putting Nebula further over. Like that. I feel like this look didn't blend as easy as the blue greeny kind of look, and I kind of feel like this Gravity shade is kind of like, I don't know, it kind of blends away. It doesn't look bad or anything. I feel like I'm having to work a lot harder with these than I did the blue green look I did in my first impressions. So this is the finished eye look. I'm just gonna quickly go and finish up this eye, put on some eyeliner, some mascara, some lipstick, and we can regroup. Okay, this is the finished first look. What do you think? I think it's really pretty, and that like duochrome across the lid is so special. Yeah, I just think the dark purple matte, which is called Red Giant, so the dark red matte, just struggled to blend over the glitter glue. I think that was the only problem. Sometimes shadows just don't like it, sometimes they're fine with it. I mean, you saw yesterday, or like in the look that I did in my first impressions, if you have seen that, I did a glitter glue like cut crease, and it worked absolutely fine with that. So maybe it was just the placement, I don't know. I'm not mad at it though. I feel like I got it to work, and I think it still looks really nice. I'm not fussed about like perfect blending because no one's going to be that close to your face. So anyway, to finish this look up, I used the LA Girl Neon Shockwave Liner in Pop. Just thought a bright pink would go really well. And then my lipstick is the Kiko Velvet Passion lipstick in 329. I know these do have names, but they're not actually on the bullet. I love this lipstick. I've had it for such a long time. It's just like a really nice like rosy pink, but I just sort of put a little bit on, smush it around. It's a super comfortable lipstick, and I think it's really nice. So yeah, this is the end of look number 1. Let's move on to look number 2. Welcome to look number 2. If the lighting looks completely different, it's because it is. It's now evening, we have no daylight at all, which we did have in look number 1. We had some natural light, and we probably will for look number 3 as well. So this look, I want to do something with like the purples and the grey. I'm thinking like purple in the crease with the, I don't know, I'm thinking I might do like this purple deepened up with the darker one, and then I might do a matte cut crease with this like grey shade. For look number 3, I want to do something really simple, so I think I might just like put this maybe like up, I don't know. I want to do a matte cut crease. I know I want to do a matte cut crease with that grey. I think it'll look really cool, so that's what I'm gonna do. I still have like so much pink in my waterline, so I'm gonna take a smallish blending brush. This is from MSQ, which I think is an eBay brand, I'm not sure, and I'm gonna take the shade Rock Hopper, which is this like cool tone purpley grey, and I'm gonna start popping this in the crease. I was gonna do this like really zoomed in, but my camera just would not even focus on me like just sitting here, wasn't doing anything, and it would not focus. I might wing this one out a little bit. All of my other looks I've done with this have been really rounded. It is skipping a little bit at the front here, but I think that's an issue that I get sometimes if I haven't blended my eyeshadow primer properly. I'll get a little bit of skipping. It's not the end of the world. I'm going to take a little bit of Nari, which is the taupey grey, which I am going to cut the lid with, but I'm just going to pop that along the top just to help blend those edges. I never do like cool toned looks like this. If I do cool tones, it's usually blues and greens, but very rarely like greys and purples. and kind of dipping in between the two shades that we've used. Just to soften it, blend it. Want a really nice blended crease. That has really helped with the blend, mixing those two shades together. I'm gonna take a smaller brush. This is like a bit flat but a little bit fluffy at the same time. And I'm gonna take the shade Cylon, which is like the really dark purple, like very cool toned purple. I'm gonna start building this up in the outer corner, but I wanna make it into like a wing. So I'm gonna start just creating a winged kind of shape. I might even go back with like a angled eyeshadow brush and really get this winged shape. Yeah, I'm gonna go with like a winged liner brush, and I'm gonna try and define that shape on the outer edge. Because my eyes are a slightly hooded shape, I like to keep my eyes relaxed when I do sort of winged shapes, so then I know exactly what it's going to look like when my eyes are relaxed, rather than if I do this the whole time, I might put it in a completely wrong place, so when I have my eyes just relaxed, you can't see the wing at all. And then I'm going to go back with that sort of flatter, fluffy-ish brush, and I'm going to start blending. So we have that like shape at the bottom, but then I'm gonna kind of blend it. We've got that nice winged shape. I think that looks cool. I'm going to do my lower lash line quick. I'm going to take a little smudgy brush and just back into the dark purple Cylon, and I'm just going to do the very outer corners. I think that's all I'm going to do on the lower lash line, just to emphasize that shape. Okay, now I find cutting my crease with mattes very scary. I'm going to start with some concealer. I'm going to use my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This is in Fair Beige. It's just a nice light concealer. You're probably not going to be able to see what I'm doing because I'm going to get really close to the mirror. Pop some, look up, where it transfers, that's where you know it's going to transfer. So that's where you should do your cut crease up to. I'm just going to do a half cut crease because that's just what I prefer. That wasn't too bad, look at that. Quite easy. I'm going to use a different flat brush. I'm going to use this one, I think. This is a Jessup 234 Luxe Smoky Shader. This other one is a Wet n Wild brush. I don't know what it is. And I'm going to go into that shade Naru, the grey taupe shade. And I'm going to pack, or should I do, no, we are going to do it. And I'm going to pack that all over this cut crease. Let's see how it looks. I'm not sure about it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little angled brush, and I'm going to go back with the dark purple, and I'm going to kind of outline it because it kind of just looks, you can't really tell. I feel like because I feel like the grey maybe is just a little bit too dark. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just blending this outer edge, by the way. So I'm taking the dark Cylon purple, the darker purple, and just like tapping over this edge to blend the grey into the purple. I'm gonna do it on the other eye, and then I'm gonna decide how I feel, because I might go over it with a shimmer. But I feel like once I've got both, maybe I'll pop a shimmer in the inner corner and then we'll see how I feel. So I'll be back in just a second. Like, I think it looks cool because it's like, it's not something I've ever done before, but it's just a little bit weird. I'm gonna take You're My Only Hope, which is like the lavender, and I'm gonna take that on this little Jessup 237 detail shader, and I'm gonna pop that in the inner corner. That's a really pretty shade. And then I might bring it like, just like up the front here. Oh, that looks cool. Oh, I like that. So I'm just taking it like around the, I love this little brush. It's so good for like little detail work. Oh, that's really cool. Like, just when you look up, you get all that sparkle. Just that little like detail just made it so much cooler. And do you know what I think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take Cylon again on this winged liner brush, and I'm gonna bring the wing further in. Okay, so that's the eyeshadow all done. I'm gonna quickly pop off camera, do my eyebrows, because I haven't done my eyebrows. I'm going to put on some eyeliner, some mascara, some lipstick, and then we can regroup. Okay, so this is the full look put together. What do you think? I actually think it turned out really cool, and I love just like when I look up, like that's when you see like the full extent of that sparkle. I think it's so cool. It's very different for me. I very, very rarely use like cool toned purples and greys, but like I do actually really like it. I do think it looks really nice. I was a bit hesitant, but once it's all put together, I actually quite like it. So for my eyeliner, I used one of the Beauty Bay pastel eyeliners. I went for the shade Blue Skies. It's like a periwinkle kind of blue. I just thought it went really well with the purples, and also in Angelica's 3 looks of this palette, when she used like all the cool tone purples, she used the colourpop periwinkle liner. I can't remember what it's called, but it looked really, really good. And then for my lips, if I can find it because my desk is a mess, I actually just used a lip liner. This is the Barry M lip liner in Pose. It's like a cool toned kind of pink. This looks great. I literally used to just wear lip liners because I used to find lipsticks just weren't matte enough for my taste. So I used to just wear lip liners all the time. Just lip liners, and I think it looks really nice. Okay, so yeah, that's it for this look. We're gonna move on to look number 3, where I just have one more shade that I haven't used in this palette, and we're gonna do a very simple look. I know exactly what I want to do, so let's move on to look number 3. Hey, good morning, welcome to look number 3. I'm gonna keep this look like really simple. The only shade left I have to use is this dark blue here called Void, and I have a vision of a look that I want to do that's basically just that on the lid blended out with this shade here called 7 of 9, and then Firefly really blown out in the inner corner. I just want like blue, just dark blue, matte everywhere. I love a good smoky blue look, but I don't want to just do like a blue smoky eye with like Astro as much as I would love to. I don't want to do that. I want to do something a little bit different, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this brush, which is the Jessup 227 Luxe Soft Definer. It's like flat but fluffy, and I think these are great brushes to like pack and blend at the same time. So I got hair stuck on my face. My skin is really pissing me off at the moment. I don't know what's going on, but every time I do my makeup and when I do my skincare, like when I rub my skin, I just get all these little black bits. And it's not like, it's like little fluffy bits, and I have no idea where they're coming from. It's really winding me up. And I'm also having a terrible fringe day. Okay, so I'm going straight into that dark blue void, which I barely tapped in that, and it's so pigmented. And I'm just gonna start by packing it all over the lid, and then I'll blend it up and out. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that action on the lid. So I'm now gonna take quite a small fluffy brush. This is from BH Cosmetics, this is the number 3. And I'm gonna go into 7 of 9s, which is that light teal. I'm gonna start blending this out. I very rarely do my eyeshadow this way, like dark to light, but I guess it's good to test if it's able to do that, because some palettes you can't, and some people always do their eyeshadow this way. I'm gonna bring this onto the lower lash line. And then I'm gonna go back with the brush with a little bit more void. Taking a little bit of void on the tip of the brush. Just popping that down here, joining it up. Okay, I think that's as much as I'm gonna do for the crease. I think it looks quite cool. There are some skips and some lines, but again, I think that's a problem with my primer, because it is like, it's on its last legs, and I think it's just not working as well as it usually does. For my inner corner, as I said, I'm going to be using Firefly, but first, I think I'm going to put down some of the shade Gravity, which is like the limey chartreusey green in the center, and then put Firefly over the top, which is this green here. It's like a green to a pink purple duochrome. It's really gorgeous, but it's got quite a sheer base. So I think putting it on top of this like bright lime green will help sort of really emphasize the shifts. So I'm gonna pop it down here. I'm gonna bring it onto the lower lash line. I might not cover this with shimmer, I don't know, I haven't decided. Okay, and then I'm gonna go into Firefly, which, as I said, is this really bright green, pink duochrome. And I'm gonna pop this over the top. Ooh, look at that. I think that looks so cool. I'm kind of bringing it up like I did in look number 2, because I just thought that was like so cool. I loved the way that that looked. I'm just bringing that up. I love the way that shade looks over Gravity, because if you saw my first impressions, I used it on the lid, and obviously because it's quite sheer, it didn't look as like intense. Okay, I'm gonna quickly pop off camera, do my eyeliner and some mascara and some lipstick, and then we can regroup. Okay, and this is look 2 all put together. I put my hair up because it was really annoying me, but yeah, this is everything. I think it's really cool. It's exactly what I had envisioned in my head. I'm really pleased with it. So for eyeliner, I went for the LA Girl Shockwave Neon Liner in Electric, just a really bright blue. And for my lipstick, Makeup Revolution Satin Matte Lipstick in Latte. Just popped on a little bit, smudged it around. I love this lipstick with like intense dark eyes, because it just brings all the attention to the eyes, and I really love that. Okay, well that's it. So let's zoom out and I will give you my review of this lovely palette. Alright guys, let's talk about the Club Nebula palette. I have officially used every single shade in the palette, so I think I can give you a very well-rounded review. So as I mentioned in my first impressions, I already have 3 palettes from Kaleidos. I have 3 of their Futurism palettes, and they're some of the easiest palettes I have ever worked with. I would say that maybe the formula in here is just a little bit different. I think the mattes are a lot softer, a lot creamier. I just found that the really dark shades, like the dark blue, the dark purple and the dark red, just took a little bit more effort. I mean, if you saw my first impressions, I used the 3 mattes up here, the 3, like the 2 teals and the green, and it blended so quick, so easy. It was effortless, which I think gave me such a high expectation for the rest of the mattes to work that way. And I'm not saying that they are hard to work with in any way, shape or form, don't get me wrong. I just think that there are some that are a bit harder than others, just because they're so soft, so pigmented, quite very dark. Maybe that's just me, because I don't usually go for like really dark eyeshadows. I usually stick into like this like mid-tone kind of realm, but really, I mean, it was very easy to work with. Would I say this is beginner friendly? Not necessarily. I wouldn't buy this as your first eyeshadow palette, but I do think that it's incredibly inspiring, so it's very easy for me to come up with looks. And you know, you just have to, it's not going to be a very quick, you know, 5-minute eyeshadow, but this, I mean, this took me 10 minutes. It was 10 minutes worth of footage to do both eyes, which I don't think is too bad. The shimmers in here are absolutely beautiful. I mean, I expect nothing less from Kaleidos. I have their first Futurism palette, which the first 3 had a different metallic formula. I'll see if I can show you. So this is the Sci-Fi Green, which is their first 6-pan eyeshadow palette. And like, I'll swatch, like for instance, I'll swatch the green, and then I'll compare it to Firefly from this palette. So as you can see, the shade from the Sci-Fi Green is a lot like, it's more of like a smooth metallic. It's not particularly like glittery. It's just very shiny, very intense. And that's sort of like how the shimmers were in the first 3 palettes, and then they changed their shimmer formula to become a lot more sparkly, glittery. I mean, oh my god, the shift on this shadow is incredible. Maybe that's not a good example because it's more of a topper. But if I take You're My Only Hope, which is the lilac, and you'll be able to see, like, it's super glittery, super textured, and then you see the smoothness of this. I personally really love both formulas. I don't have a problem with either, but my personal preference is I like super glittery, super textured shimmers. So I do prefer their second shimmer formula, and which I'm quite pleased about, because the other 2 palettes I have from Kaleidos were their Futurisms 4 and 5, which is when they started doing the more glittery, shiny, sparkly, sort of special shimmers. I just personally find this palette so inspiring. I could think of so many more looks that I want to do. I think this colour story is so interesting and unique, but so versatile, because obviously you can use reds with purples and you can use blues with reds and you can use the blues and the purples together. So it's like everything can just work in conjunction with each other. I would love to do a look with the blues, with the lilac on the lid. Something like that would just be gorgeous. The purples with the peachy pink. Oh, I just think it would be absolutely stunning. I mean, there is just so much more I want to do with this palette. I'm very excited about it. I definitely say my favorite shades in the palette are 7 of 9, Gravity, Astro and Firefly. I think this little 4 is my favorite in the whole palette. I mean, like, look at that Firefly shade. That's insane. I love a good like greeny shimmer, but it has got that really intense like purple flash. It's so cool. I think it's just beautiful. I do want to say and remind, I did not buy this myself. This was gifted to me from my boyfriend, and I wasn't planning on buying it, just because I'm on no buy, and I had said like, oh, if they, hopefully it'll stay in stock until after my no buy. I was absolutely gonna buy it if it hit March 1st and it was still in stock, but I'm very lucky that he bought this for me, but I was intending, if it was still in stock, to buy it anyway. So yeah, just a reminder, it restocks on the 17th of February, so if you didn't get your hands on it and you would like to, then definitely check it out. But yeah, that is it for this video. Please let me know in the comments below which look was your favorite. But yeah, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. That would be super cool. And as always, eat good, drink good, take care of yourself, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!